All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Psych Word. You are now on the couch with Rob Gerard. And on the line right now, we have Kat Dahlia. Kat, you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you. Congratulations on the new album, My Garden. It sounds phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it.
I mean, you've had a couple hits over the last couple years, but this album, man, I got a chance to listen to it before you called in, and the album sounds great. What are your feelings about it?
It's definitely something that was overdue. You know, we've been working on this album for about 3 years now, and so definitely built the suspense up on it. But I think ultimately I'm happy with what we got. I think the hardest part was really cutting down the songs and trying to figure out what we were going to keep and what we weren't. And thankfully, all the fans love it so much, and that's really what it's about.
Beautiful. Now, there was a time in the last year, right, where you had some issues with your vocal cords. Was that part of the delay in the album?
Yes, I had an issue with my vocal cords last year around this time, actually, and I basically had to take about 8 months off and recuperate, reprioritize, and just get really healthy and focus on vocal therapy, and it lagged, the whole release of the album. But ultimately, I think it was for the better. It really taught me a lot, and I learned a lot from that experience. Just kind of cutting everyone off and just reorganizing and just realigning myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, your songs Gangsta and Crazy, those are obviously certified hits, but I'm listening to the album, and Saturday, Sunday sounds like a smash.
Yeah, a lot of people love that record. Yeah, I hear Saturday, Sunday, I Think I'm in Love Again, and I hear Just Another Dude. Yes. A lot.
Yes.
Those would be the favorite. The fan favorite.
Now, you are of Cuban descent, right?
I am. So I was born and raised in Miami. Both my parents are from Cuba, and I was grown up by Latino parents.
You know what? My best friend is actually Cuban, and he's from Miami as well. So kind of a small world.
Oh, really? What part?
You know what? I don't even know what part. I have no idea what part. All I know is when we went down on vacation, we drove down there. We trailered our motorcycles down there up from Connecticut about 18 months ago, and we went down there, and he was showing. We ended up in Key West, but we stopped in Miami for about 2 days, and he was showing me all the places. He's like, "Oh, you have no idea what a real Cuban sandwich is. You're gonna get a Cuban." He's fixated on these Cuban sandwiches that all these restaurants in the Northeast try to make, in New York City, that they can't even come close to making.
Oh my God, that actually sounds like an amazing trip. I can't believe you guys did that drive all the way from Connecticut. That's insane.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was great. We ride Harleys, so we trailered those down there, and then we actually parked in Fort Lauderdale. Then from Fort Lauderdale all the way down to Key West, we rode our motorcycles. It was great.
That is so cool.
Nice. So, you know what? You're invited next trip. That's it. Okay?
Yeah, please. Honestly, I really do. I really don't mind being on the back of the motorcycle.
You know what? I'm gonna hook it up. Okay, I got you.
Yes. Yeah, honestly, we have such amazing Cuban food down here, of course, and just amazing, just everybody kind of looks at Miami as oh, it's just this party town, it's just about clubs, but it is not. It's really not. There's this art scene that's really growing, and of course we have really just cool beachy things, and I don't know. I'm really excited about the city because it's growing more and more, and the culture here is, of course, what it is. It's just so rich with so much diversity. And I'm excited that the art scene in Woodwood area is kind of picking up, and people are getting more into music and live shows and just even graffiti art and this and that. And so the excitement in Miami is getting better and better every year. We got my museums opening up, and it's just awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, okay, so take me back a year or two ago, okay? So your song Gangster comes out, right? Were you surprised at the reaction to this song? Or did you know you had a hit on your... Did you know you had a hit? Or were you not... I mean, because it's a dark song. Were you thinking it might be too dark to hit the mainstream? What were your thoughts?
I don't know. I guess I just, like, was really excited to realize that so many people related to the record. It was a record that was on an independent EP that I had called Shades of Grey. And people loved that song so much. So I guess, like, when it got signed and there was all this excitement about it, I wasn't extremely surprised. But I definitely was surprised about the long-term success, like how that song still, like, people are still discovering it and it's still their favorite song, and how they're kind of like, you know, they're like, they relate to it so much and they're like obsessed with it, and it's become like this cultish kind of thing, and I think that excites me more and kind of surprising more how like long lasting that song really is. It's kind of like one of those timeless things that people, no matter where they're from or whatever the circumstance, you know, people from all around the world will tweet me that, you know, they just love the song and it relates to them, and it just goes to show how similar we all really are.
Yeah, because it's, you know, it's got the hip-hop vibe to it, and you're used to with hip-hop music just talking about, you know, how much money you have and this and that, and here you come along like kicking down the door and you're like, no, I don't have a lot of money. My family, we don't have money, and this is what, you know, this is what it really is. Yeah,
and I think that's like, I think that was the reason why I was also inspired to write it, was just because I felt like all the music was out was like not honest to me. And like we all like listen to the music and we pretend and we just like bang our heads to it and we're like, yeah, money, but the truth is not that at all, right? It's a much bigger struggle, and even for the people like singing it who like, you know, take on this persona, like it's not that easy being in this industry either. Like, so I think just being honest was something that was really important for me in music, just because I felt like I hadn't really been hearing it. I hadn't heard something that like totally related to me, so I was inspired to write something that like was real.
And then Law and Order SVU comes along, picks it up. It's featured on that. What was that like?
That was just another surprise, and it happened just recently. So the song's been out for a minute, and then all of a sudden it got picked up on SVU, and I used to watch that show years ago when I was a teenager. And so to kind of like see it with like Marish Saharte and like all of these like actors, it was like a dream. I don't know, it was one of the coolest things that ever happened to me, you know?
Yeah.
Surreal. It's almost surreal. It's like, I don't know, like maybe just like some poem you wrote or something, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, like Obama decides to like read it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
To watch. It's out there for everybody to listen to, and it's like put to like a scene, so it's not just like the music with like a music video, or no, it's like put to this show scenes, and it was just exciting.
That's great. That is great. Now, I read in past interviews that you've mentioned Bob Marley has been an inspiration to you. How has Bob Marley and the reggae scene inspired you in your music?
Just the vibe, honestly, and the message. The messages of the songs are so powerful. Bob Marley is just a powerful figure, and he speaks truth, and he isn't afraid to just be honest about everything. And not to mention the music is just so good. And it just makes you feel good. And it's a reminder that, you know, every little thing is going to be all right. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, just that always inspires me, that there are and there were artists that, you know, didn't just sing about this or that. They really sang about things that mattered. And that always inspires me, and it always, like, motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing.
And if you're just tuning in, everybody, we are on the phone with Kat Dahlia right now discussing her new album, My Garden. Now, Kat, I have a question now. Do you feel like you've had a harder mountain to climb in the music industry given your Cuban heritage? Or do you feel like it's helped you? How do you think it's impacted where you're at?
I think that it's helped me. If it's hindered me in any way, I haven't felt it, at least. Because, honestly, being a Latina, especially in this day and age, it's empowering. I think that, like, our generation and you know, the Latin demographic in the country, it's growing and growing and growing. I think we're like the largest minority at this point.
Yeah.
So if anything, it does help. People are constantly looking for the new artist that, you know, does both speaks or sings both languages, you know, that can relate to, you know, Latinas all over the country. So I'm really proud of that. I'm actually really, really proud of that Latinos have prospered so much here. And that it is a benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, how do you stay grounded? With the success that you've gotten so far and that you're continuing to get, who is in your inner circle that keeps you grounded and keeps your head on straight and says, "Whoa, Kat, you know, slow down a minute." You know.
You know what? I think that I keep myself pretty grounded, and I think that my family does too. I mean, like, you know, my mom still lives in the same apartment that she lived in, you know, since this whole thing started. My grandparents, you know, my dad is actually still, he's in between his girlfriend's house and, like, you know, our grandparents. Everybody's still, like, in the struggle. You know, it's not, things are better because there's more potential, but it's still, like, a grind every day. And, like, I'm reminded every day that, you know, I have to get out of my uncle's apartment because I'm, like, crashing in his closet. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing like that completely glamorous about the whole situation yet, at least. You know, still working hard.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, you still have a ways to go, but, you know, the talent is there. The potential is there. You can hear it in your music, you know. It's definitely great. Now, as an artist, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Traveling, hopefully, touring a lot, and maybe, I'd be, 34, so maybe making more music, or definitely touring, 34, ooh, I don't even want to think about that. I'm already, still adjusting to 24, it feels, so adult to me.
Now, last question. Whose career, what female artist or male artist even do you look at and you say, I would love to take my career down that path, just as far as image goes and as far as what they portray to the general public?
It's a good question. I think somebody like, sheesh. I mean, there are so many people that have had longevity and that have just kept true to themselves, like Celine Dion, or even like Michael Bublé, who's had a really long, really successful career. Andrea Bocelli, Concha Boica, even somebody like Jay-Z, who just been doing his thing and he continuously is reinventing himself and he stays really relevant. I don't know. There's so many people out there. I think ultimately, what I want to do is just stay true to myself, continuously reinvent, what I do, and continuously make new music and make new sounds and make things that people are going to love, and just, make people feel something, and keep my passion for music alive, and continuously do that until I can't sing anymore.
Okay. Now, this is the last question, I promise. What is one thing that you want listeners to know about you and your music that they might not know just by listening to you?
Well, I think that, with the tour, we're actually doing a second leg of the tour in March. And in the tour, you kind of get to hear more of the background stories of all these songs. And you see how they're all intertwined. Because there is a story to each and every one of those records. And I never really have a problem talking about it and what the story really is. So I think that everybody needs to, like, come on tour and catch me live. And it's really just one big, it's like one, I'm a bit of a crooner, I guess you could say. I just chat with the crowd and we just laugh about things. And I talk about my story. And some moments it's a little sadder. Some moments are funny and make fun of myself. And then other moments are a little more aggressive and other moments are more inspiring. I think that's what life is about, and I think that's what this album is about. It's just human experience, and it's just life. We don't wake up every day feeling the same emotions. We wake up emotionally different every day. And I think that's what the circumference of this album is. It's a rounded character. It's not this flat surface.
Definitely
check me out on tour and hop that album.
Absolutely. And you know what? Before you actually called in, I was, I looked up and I looked up Ticketmaster, right? Because I was checking out your tour and whatnot. And there's one review on there. The first review on there says Kat D was the bomb, and it was someone that went to your show and just gave you it gave your show a really great review. It says she doesn't disappoint and will leave you awestruck. Her voice was excellent and the band was good.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, man, honestly. We really do. Like, the live shows are just so fun every single night, and it's different every night, and that's why it's exciting, because you go out there, you don't know what the people are gonna respond to or react to, or what they're gonna want to hear, or what, how it's gonna go, because I'm definitely very interactive. But it's always fun, and it's always spur of the moment kind of stuff, and that's what keeps it exciting and fresh, and I just love telling a story and telling my story and kind of like walking people through, my mistakes and inspiring people, to like do whatever it is that they want. Like, you could be in a messed up situation like I was. Like, I was in a really rough abusive situation, and you can get out of that, and you can follow your dreams and do what you want and be on a stage or, be making art or whatever it is your passion is, just never feel limited. And thankfully I get to do that every night,
That's such an empowering message. I love it. Well,
yeah.
What were you going to say?
I think we're more taught, unfortunately, when we grow up, we're more taught to kind of just hate ourselves, right? And just like feel like we're not good enough, or we're not accepted, or just like socially cool or whatever. We're always taught that we're not enough, and that we need this, we need this, we need this. And I think sometimes what we really do need is just reminders that, hey, everything's going to be okay. Like, you are enough. You have everything you need. Like, don't let all these outside sources, constantly try to hold you down and tell you that you're not enough and that you need to buy this car or wear this makeup or, have this type of a body or whatever. We can be whatever we want, and we can still be happy.
Definitely. Did you ever think when you were going through your past situations that one day you would be here just empowering people, telling your story, and it's something?
I think there was a part of me that did. I think there was a part of me that did, that I knew, like, this was only going to be a temporary thing, and that I had those bigger things for me, and I think that's what always kept me going and really pushed me out of it, was just like either knowing it or wanting it, or maybe it was a mixture of the both, but like just knowing what I wanted and going and getting it and making sure that it happened and taking those steps and believing.
How great is that? So empowering. Kat Dahlia, thank you very, very much for stopping by Psych Word. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great talking to you.
All right, Kat. Everyone go out, buy My Garden, available now. Thank you very much, Kat.
Thank you.